second paragraph. Chovos HaLevavos 606. Ulfishu ya tzadikim shnei minim. He says the two categories of tzadikim. Echod. Solomon achet v'ovel. Those who, he says, who always have been free of sin and iniquity. They don't sin because of the level of righteousness, devoutness. They never cross the line. That's the tzaddik. V'hasheni ashav min achet. You have a tzaddik. He failed, but he did tshuva. He repented. V'hoyo rov hamon hatzadikim bali tshuva. He says the majority of among the masses who are tzaddikim is the second category. Right? Meaning there was a lot of slippage in life, but as a result of the development, understanding where they should be, they became tzaddikim. But initially they were not tzaddikim. Right? No, but even he's speaking about tzaddikim. There they never said that all, not even once. You could have a person, you could be a tzaddik where always throughout your life, always the majority of your actions always were classified as positive. So that person was always a tzaddik. He was never was not categorized as a tzaddik. Right? But that is far and few between. That's very, very rare to have that kind of person. Yeah, but that's the person who's already a tzaddik. That's the person who's already a tzaddik. No. Which means initially he wasn't a tzaddik. He was 50-50 or less. As a result of his maturity, his development, he became a tzaddik. Now, but nobody's perfect. So if he had slippage during the day, at night he already corrected it. But that's not his background. His background is not tzaddik. There was a whole controversy a number of years ago. There was a person who wrote a book, a very controversial book. It was the son of one of the Gedolei Hador, put it out, an American in Israel. It was called The Making of a Tzaddik. The Making of a Godel. The Making of a Godel. That was the title of the book. And it was one of Rabbi Kalatsky's sons wrote the book. And he wrote about certain things, his father's childhood, his college. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has, part of you, but you understand, the moment you reveal certain things, you diminish people in the eyes of the masses. Instead, nobody's born a godel. Nobody's born that. It's understood. But factually, as I said, you're not permitted to go to the bathhouse with your Rebbe. You're not permitted to be present when your Rebbe takes a haircut. These halachas in Shulchan Aruch based on the Gemara. Why? Because if you see your Rebbe in human form as yourself, he's no different than I am. Immediately, he's diminished. He's diminished in the eyes of the student, of the people. Of course, when he was younger, when he was a teenager or less, he did this or that. He would sleep late, maybe would miss a minyan. He missed a minyan? How's that possible? But he can miss, I can miss. He's no different than I am. You got to be around the block. No, it doesn't inspire you. It diminishes. It detracts from the person, the aura of that person. Lahavdil for those, Obama, he took drugs when he was in Colombia. He smoked pot and did this and that, you understand? So he's a pot. He's still that same pot, plus many other things. So what? That's something admirable, something to admire, because even if he did, you conceal it. Let's say he's removed from that. You don't talk about that. You want to respect the man. There's no reason. It doesn't inspire you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you the difference. Let me tell you the difference. And I always said, Artscroll put out a book many years ago about something named Mike Tress. They called him Mike. Or Amos Bunin, Oliver Schoen put out a book on his father, Irving Bunin. These people were very special people. They were not great Talmidei Chachamim. but they made a difference. America looks the way it does Judaism-wise because of these two people. So what were they? They were people who were not learned initially. They were observant Jews. And because of their ability and their understanding of what has to be done, they actually moved mountains, or more than mountains, to make differences of what and because of those differences, that's why America is what it is today, Judaism-wise. The Torah would not be in America if not for these people. They laid the groundwork. So that's inspiring. It doesn't point out any failing to these people. It shows ordinary people using their abilities and their conviction and their commitment, they're able to literally make differences till the end of existence. To a degree, they could save the day. They saved the Jewish people, so to say. But we're not pointing out failings. You know, he did this or he did that or this. It's a whole different thing. You can be inspired by saying, even in ordinary people, using his abilities and his qualities, his intelligence, this and that, you could be that. But to say, this person, it's unheard of, he should do that, because this is definitely, it's a diminishment of the aura, which you should have for that person. It detracts, it's a detraction. It's not inspiring, just the opposite. Okay, let's make a differentiation. When God picks and chooses to reveal information, that's God making the choice. Very often, many people, a person makes a decision to divulge something, that's his decision, like a Godel Torah. Because he feels it's necessary. But an average person revealing information, and it's not one detail, it's the full background, the full history of the person. In his adolescence, developing, it's a whole different thing. It's not he consulted with anybody. That was he felt. That's what he wants to do, and that's why he put out this book. And there was a reaction to it. I had no interest. Where would you have an interest to get the copy of it? I have no idea. No, he believed it would be inspirational. That's what he believed. Like Ernie. He must have consulted with Ernie. No, yeah. They saw it as a diminishment. Let me explain you something. Most people, Gedolim, it was known Chazon Ish, from the time he was born, he was a Kodesh. He was raised as a holy child. There were certain Hasidic Rebbes, like the Belzer Rav, who's known as Rav Arle Belzer. He was a holy from the time he was born. These people were holy people. The Chovot HaLevavos was holy from the time he was a very small child. He was everything. But the vast majority, they were geniuses. They had photographic memories. But what were they? They could have gone in either direction. If Einstein would have been in the right setting, he would have been a Gadol B'Yisrael. He would have been a leading Torah sage, no question. But he was in another setting, and the circumstance, whatever it was, he became Einstein in his area. That's it. So still there's what to be. How could I be that? We're not telling you should be the genius or to have a photographic memory. You're not endowed. You weren't gifted with that. But in terms of what decisions they made, they could have gone the other direction. I'll give you an example. Mike Tress, what inspired him? He met Rebbe Chanan. Rebbe Chanan spent 2 years in America before the war. And Mike Tress owned a boot polish company. He was a wealthy man. And he ran this company. It was called Esquire Boot Polish. That's what it was called. Mike Tress said to him, and he met him, and he drove him around. He was like his chauffeur. And he saw his ability to discuss things with him. He says, you know something? Sell your company, and you should dedicate yourself to Klal Yisrael. Use your capacity in Klal, and that's what he did. He sold the company, and then that was his decision. Okay? So he could have gone, continue being an observant Jew, a balvos who gets tzedakah, but he took his ability and he made a difference. And Rabbaran says that if he wouldn't have plowed the field before he came, America wouldn't be what America is today, Torah-wise. It was only because of these kinds of people who laid that groundwork to be continued. Which grandson? Yeah.
So he had told me that after Yaakov passed away, Archibald put out a book about it. And he said that the family had called up Archibald and said, a lot of these things that you wrote are inaccurate. And the response is, well, the lesson is there, and it's all about learning the lesson. So,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if the book you're referring to, but that could have been part of the motivation.
No, this pointed out, this brought about a certain negative, brought about something which was a diminishment. The book on Rabbi Yaakov, whether the story is accurate or not, they were all positive. It was all positive material. This was negative to show that even though you're there, you could be that, despite that. Even though that's the background, you still could be that. That was the value of the book.
It wasn't just to make him more personal.
Whatever is, he would oversleep. They would this, different things,
Or just to make it seem more real, or
whatever it is. I wasn't involved in whatever it is. I never looked at the book. I never looked for the book. I let that up to Moshe. He was looking for the book. I wasn't.
Read the book?